Folks, the Heath Bar is back once again with a fantastic chat on tap, just about ready for you to enjoy. I'm glad you've been coming back over and over again. This will be the 38th chat that we've had with the guests on this show, and this is a special one. This is going to be the first recurring guest that I've had on the show. You might have remembered several episodes back, Anthony Tripp. We got to hear a lot about his story, just going through prison and getting his first guitar, and how all that came about to him becoming a songwriter and a musician himself. And we talked a little bit about his story before he went on tour, and now he's back with quite a journey that's happened with him over the past year, and I'm really glad to share it with you. Before we get to that, though, once again, we are on iTunes. And apparently iTunes does better if people leave reviews and stars, which helps get the word out a little bit about the podcast for people to pay attention to it and get to hear all these stories as well, which can only be done if you all would help out with that. Feels kind of weird asking everyone to do that, to be honest with you, because it's like, look, if you like it, you're going to do it yourself, and it feels like pandering and weirdness asking people to do things like that. But iTunes' algorithms are a monster. So if you're so inclined and would like to do that, I'd sure appreciate it. It would help me out a lot and help all of these great artists and people out a lot, with people getting to know what they're doing and everything as well. Follow me socially. Stick with me. I am on Facebook and Instagram at Heath Bar Online. You can hunt me down there, follow, and see what all is happening in my day-to-day life and with the podcast there, and things that I've got coming up, or things that will be happening or have happened that you might not be aware of. And keep track with me on Twitter at Heath Johnson. Every now and then I'll put a special nugget up there of certain things going on that I feel worth commenting on, which doesn't happen that often about things that matter, but you know, it is what it is. So that's how you can keep track with the Heath Bar socially. You can also check out the website, www.heathbaronline.com. I've got all the episodes up there, as well as blogs about the guests and people that I've had on the show, my own personal blog on things that I think about and go through and everything like that, as well as books I'm reading or have read, and my public schedule and where my gigs are at, where my shows will be, and where you can see me play some tunes for you if you're in the area and would like to come check it out. I'd sure appreciate it. I'd love it when people come to shows. It makes a lot of fun. Anyway, enough of that. Anthony Tripp, ladies and gentlemen, one of the coolest guys I think I've ever gotten to know. I've only known him for a couple years. He's only lived in this area for, I think, 3 or so years, is what he said. And he's been a true privilege to know as a friend and as a person. And as you'll find out in this episode, he has since gone on an interesting journey. We'll put it that way, so I don't spoil anything for you. And I wish him the best, and I know it's going to be pretty awesome. And I hope at some point our paths cross again, and we get to see what's happening with him. So anyway, folks, once again, here at the Heath Bar, give it up for Anthony Tripp. Welcome to the Heath Bar, where the conversations are always on tap. Dude, welcome back to the Heath Bar, man.
Why, thank you for having me yet again.
This is going to be fun. We're going to cheers. We're going to crack these open, and we're going to chat.
Mm-hmm.
So we're drinking the Wild Huckleberry Lager from, what brewery is this?
The Great Northern Brewing Company.
Great Northern Brewing Company out of Whitefish, Montana.
Oh, that's nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not any sweeter than that.
Yeah, if it was a little bit sweeter, I don't know if I would have
It's like somebody turned a Huckleberry LaCroix into a beer. They were thinking really hard about huckleberries when they made this lager.
Are you a LaCroix fan?
I am a LaCroix fan.
You are a LaCroix fan.
Yeah.
See, I've never been able to get into them. I think it's just because everyone where I work with drinks them. And I just
you gotta resist.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just kind of feel like it feels like knockoff Sprite.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's there's nothing quite as refreshing as a nice ice cold Coca-Cola or a Sprite, but you have to get used to it if you want to cut out the sugars and do that whole healthy thing.
Yeah, that's true. I guess. Well, cheers, man.
Cheers.
This is fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Okay. They had a bunch of these at Party Time Liquor in town.
Cool.
And they said this was their highest selling one out of the 4 different beers they had from this brewery. And I said, all right, let's give it a shot.
Sold.
Tripp and I usually like to get a little weird with our beer. What was the one we had last time? Do you remember what it was called?
Green Zebra.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a Saison or something.
Yeah, that one was... It was good.
It was good. Unique.
I bought
super
more,
unique.
actually.
Did you?
That. I bought more and had it at home. This was prior to the wife being pregnant, so she got to enjoy it with me.
Perfect. Now it's a dry house.
Yeah. Now it's it's half dry house.
Half dry.
Half dry house. She stares at me all the time like, one day.
Right.
Coming up soon.
I'm so thirsty.
Coming up soon. So how have you been, man? It's been a little under a year since we last chatted.
8 months or so.
Yeah, something like that.
It's been a wild ride already. In the 8 months, so much has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went on tour last we were chatting.
I went on tour.
I loved the photo by the tree. You held true to your
promise. I absolutely held true to my promise. And some wonderful tourist was kind enough to take my picture like a bunch of times. Thank you.
Dude, when I get the Heath Bar actually built, I'm gonna have that picture framed up, hanging up in there. It's gonna be a classic.
Love it.
Got to listen to the last episode, folks, to know what we're talking about. But anyway, tell me how the tour went.
The tour went well. I take that back. The tour was a lot of fun and was a great learning experience.
Okay.
I have a much longer list of things I won't do again. Than things I will repeat when I do a tour again. There was a lot of moving parts that I not overlooked, but didn't consider as heavily as I should have considered. A lot of the shows were kind of a wash. The promotion was kind of a wash.
Like the promotions there, like they weren't promoting themselves? Or?
Yeah, so a lot of the venues fell through. I mailed out cool, classy flyers to all the venues. And I think out of the 8, 9 different stops I had, 3 of them, I saw 3 venues that had posters up.
What?
And I'm just like, come on, guys. Like, I mailed them to you. Like, I did all the hard work. I did all the legwork for you. Just stick them up on the wall.
And then they get upset at you, and there was like no one there, or
nobody was upset with me. Nobody was
okay.
upset with me at all. And there was only 2 of the venues that charged a cover. So the rest of it was just like playing at Flanagan's, But it was great. The few people that were there for some of the shows, like I played to one person in Boise.
Ooh.
One person. But she was a wonderful human being. She worked with special needs kids.
Oh, cool.
And was super into music. She was a musician herself. And so it's like,
she just saw
5 minutes of banter.
And...
5 minutes of banter in between every song, and like,
that's cool.
Had a cool connection. And I left that venue and be like, I played to one person. Instead of being like, man, I only played to one person. No, it's like I played to the one person who wanted to, who needed to hear it.
And
like,
they
she was
listened
super
and
blessed.
paid attention and had a good night.
Exactly.
And that's all you can do, man.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
So it was good. It was, I'll definitely spread it out a lot more next time. A lot of my gigs were back to back. And, on paper, it looks fine.
Night after night or in the same day?
No, not in the same day, but like
okay,
the following night, I needed to be traveled, 300 miles and rested and set back up and playing again. So I went hoarse on the 4th night. Blew my voice out. So the rest of it was real Tom Waitsy.
Oh no!
And I was
That's not a bad thing.
No,
though.
it's not a bad thing, but it got to the point where it was painful, and it was clear that I'm like,
yeah.
I am damaging my voice.
But I have to just to get through the night.
Yeah. I gotta keep going. So I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was a couple gigs, and I thought this was really cool. Like, this was like the nostalgic part of the trip. Like, I'd wrap up the show, say hi to whoever, the guy who booked me or the bartender or the couple people sitting at the bar, and then I'd kind of look around, and all my shit was already packed up in the car, and I just got in the car and I started driving to the next town.
Oh man!
Like, didn't even say goodbye. I just kind of ghosted. I'm like, cool. Like, I'll see you guys later, because everybody's just getting toasted. Like, they were gonna be there until 3 a.m. and I'm like, no,
I can't do that.
Bye bye. And then I'd drive on through the night. I'd drive until I got so tired that it was unsafe, and then I just pulled over and I slept in the back of the Kia, and I got up at sunrise and I finished the last 100-mile leg to the next town, and I got in at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, hello. What town is this?
Now, did you get to do some exploring in some of those towns, or are they places you've been to before in your past, and you just were coming back to play?
I got to piddle around Boise, which was cool. Downtown Boise.
I've never been to. I've driven through it, but never went through the downtown area.
Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of classy looking, and it was fun to walk around. There's some sculptures, and I think some sort of Capitol building wasn't too far from the venue. So. But there was that. There was Bozeman. Bozeman was a real breakneck thing. I didn't get a chance to explore Bozeman at all. I barely got into town with enough time to set up. And there was some festival happening on the other side of town, so there was no one. Like, there was 2 people studying in the corner that did not want me playing.
Oh, no.
Because they're studying for some exam or whatever, and I can just see them cutting eyes at me from the corner. And I'm like, hi, what's your names? And there's like...
Oh no!
Scowling at me.
Oh no!
So the owner took me around the corner, bought me pizza, and he's like, "Don't play your second set. Like, not that I don't want to hear you.
Yeah.
You get on the road or get some sleep and just go home. Like, sorry. I'm like, no, dude, it was great. Like,
well, at least they were kind about it.
Oh yeah, everybody was super kind about it. Astoria was a fun show. That was I didn't have high hopes for that one because it's such a small town.
Yeah.
But that was probably my favorite show.
Small towns will surprise you, man.
There was a couple traveling punk rockers that were just kind of sitting outside the bar.
There's always a couple traveling punk rockers.
Right. No, I mean, talking straight up face tattoos and, I mean, just haggard-looking characters.
Sweet. Were they like aging punk rockers?
Yeah.
Like, you could tell, like, in the 90s, they had something going, and there's...
And then probably not so much anymore. Yeah. They just make a habit out of hitchhiking from the coast back to Portland and back, I guess. I don't know.
Fun life.
Right?
I bet they got some stories, man.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, my first song there, one of them grabs his backpack all frantic like, starts digging through it, and he finds these spoons, and he sits next to me, and he starts playing the spoons on his leg. And he was good. He was really good. Like, we had this awesome jam for like 3 or 4 songs, and then afterwards he's like, that song you have about the father and his son, and he grows up and tells the same thing to his son later. I'm like, yeah, Fear. And he's like, yeah. He goes, man, that reminds me so much of my dad. And he just starts choking up and getting teary. I'm just like, come here, big guy. Like,
I made a punk rocker cry. I'm so happy. Bucket list, check.
Right. Check that one off.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, no, it was really fulfilling. It was totally exhausting. I slept for like 2 straight days when I got back.
I'm sure.
It'll be 2 days between gigs next time I do that.
Yeah.
Or I'll stay in one area long enough to play like 5 shows in a 20-mile radius.
Yeah, there you go. That's the
then
way to
move
do it.
on,
That's the way to do it.
But I learned a lot. It was really cool. Aaron was supposed to come with me.
Oh, yeah.
He ended up not being able to make it. His tax return didn't come in on time or something. He was just waiting for that money to go, and he's just like, I can't. I'm like, well, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So I went on my own, and that was really cool. Just having that solo time,
Yeah, I bet that's freeing, man.
Yeah, just Turn the Page was playing in the back of my head like half the time,
You're just like,
wandering those lonesome highways
and just drive. There's got to be something really cool about getting to do that and just travel, being by yourself and with your thoughts and some music and go, man.
Yeah.
kudos to you, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so then, was there not? You said there were 9 shows.
I think, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, 9 or 10. Because I kept trying to book Bend, and I never made it, and I never got a chance to book anything there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I ended up playing in a buddy's backyard, which counted as a show.
Yeah, little house show,
little impromptu something. Yeah,
backyard house show.
Absolutely.
Cool, man. What was it like being back home for a little bit?
It's good. It's cold.
Yeah.
It's real cold.
Yeah. Is it like this cold? Like we haven't gotten
being back home.
Oh, you mean being back here? Yeah.
Oh, we'll save that for
dude,
a couple minutes from now.
Yeah, I have so much to rip on right now with our weather, man. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was great. The weather was great back there.
Cool.
Yeah, it was. Well, minus the torrential downpour between. What was it? I had just crossed the Wyoming border into Utah. Or was just about to cross the border. And it went from bright blue skies, little dark cloud, like up ahead of me, like, it eats up the highway way out there. And I'm like, oh, no, a little bit of rain, no big deal. 20 minutes later, it gets really dark. About 30 seconds later, there is a wall of rain that I drive straight into, and wipers on full blast. It's not doing anything.
You can't see it.
All I see is rain splattering on the windshield. My windshield wipers cannot keep up. And at the time, I was going like 85 because everybody else was going 85, including all the semis that were in front of me and behind me. So I'm just like crapping my pants because I can't see anything. Well, if I die, I won't even see it coming.
Yeah.
So I just
neither will anyone else.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What was that bump? Oh, a Kia. So I, ease off the gas and like ease over, and the rain clears, and every other car on the highway is pulled over on the side.
They all did. Oh, geez.
Miraculously, no one ran into any parked cars as they were all merging onto the shoulder.
That's impressive.
And one by one, we all timidly get back on the highway, like looking at the cars that'll still parked. Like, did you see that?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! The next rest stop, there's like 20 people all out there smoking cigarettes. Like, Jesus.
So, I had a rainstorm like that happen to me last year also. I was driving to Rapid for a show, and just hit nothing but, it was a whiteout, man.
Yeah,
and it was nothing but rain. And I have my wipers on, and about 5 minutes into my wipers being on, my driver's side wiper blade flies off.
No.
Flies off.
Brilliant.
So I am driving down the interstate, leaning over to the passenger seat so I can see to get off the road. Like, this is... I was like, I'm going to die.
Yeah, this is how I go.
I had a good run.
Right.
Okay, here we go.
Accept my fate.
Oh, my goodness. I got to the gig, and of course I was late, but everyone else was late too. So, like, you're fine. So,
yeah.
But, yeah, that was... I had my dog in the truck, too.
Oh, no.
So he was just terrified, because he's like, what is... Because all he hears is just crazy rain.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's not fun to drive in that, dude. But I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, me too. Didn't even hydroplane or anything. Like, we all made it. It was great.
That's cool.
But yeah, no, it was a good trip. It was very fulfilling.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've yet to do that with music, is do some type of a tour like that. I don't know if I ever will. Like, I kind of have a lot of else going on to be able to do something like that,
Right.
Maybe when I'm in my 50s, we'll see. Give me 20
Just
years.
go piddle around a couple states.
Be that old guy that shows up with a guitar, worn-in guitar, and demands respect. I don't know.
When I was your age.
Oh, kids, let me tell you a story. Come up here on Papa Johnson's lap. I'm gonna sing you a song. I'm assuming I'm going to go by Papa Johnson back by then.
Papa Johnson? It's good. It's got a nice ring to it.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it. So then, and I only saw you a few other times between then and now. Because you worked right next to where I work.
Yeah.
And I bumped into you a few times there. And then you left for a while.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I quit my job and moved down to Panama City to do disaster relief.
Panama City.
Yeah.
So you moved, like you flat moved, or was it just a trip to go?
I packed all my necessities and I took a bus down there, and I made a 3-month commitment to my buddy. So backstory, My buddy comes from Oregon. He does a cross country drive to Florida to spend some time with his dad, and his mom's down there too. I guess he was going to help his dad build a house.
Okay.
2 weeks later, Hurricane Michael shows up and ruins everything.
Were they in the middle of building this house?
No, they were talking about it.
Oh, okay.
But that was going to be one of the
Still,
draws.
regardless,
I'm going to spend some time with my dad. You know? And then Hurricane Michael, worst hurricane on record in that area.
Oh, it was brutal.
It was one of the most structurally damaging hurricanes. The death toll was thankfully really low. I think it was still in like the 30s. Lots of missing people. But there's something like $5 billion of damage.
Holy shit!
Just in Panama City, like city limits, Panama City proper, and Lynn Haven and a couple outlying areas. But yeah, every single fence in the city was gone. There was buildings with trees sticking through them.
Holy crap!
Like I've never seen destruction like that. It was like a third world country. It was a war zone. It was surreal. Absolutely surreal. And I got there 3 weeks after the hurricane. And there was piles of trash on either side of the road. You know, you got your 2 lanes, what would be a bike lane or a sidewalk, and then people's yards. The debris pile covered up like the bike lane, the sidewalk, and half of people's yards, and it was so high that I couldn't see some of the houses that were behind these debris piles, if they were there at all.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of houses were leveled.
Jeez.
Mexico Beach, from what I heard, there isn't a single building left standing, just foundations of buildings.
What the heck?
Yeah, gone, wiped out. Whole community disappeared.
Jeez, I'm fortunate. Of course, growing up landlocked in the Midwest, the most we get is tornadoes. But even growing up for me, like I never saw a tornado come through and just like wipe out a town.
Right.
The most we ever had when I was growing up, we had a small tornado come through and kill everything in our garden except zucchinis.
Wow.
Some reason those zucchinis
for the win.
Strong bastards, man. We had zucchini bread, zucchini muffins, zucchini everything that whole year long. But
I bet you did.
But you went outside, all it looked like was just a big windstorm. There were some branches down. That was it. It wasn't like, oh, the barn's gone.
Yeah, right.
So, jeez, man.
Yeah, I'd never seen anything like it. It was really breathtaking. Like it was sad and confusing and like, oh my God, like what is happening down here? But then I meet a bunch of people and they're just smiling and happy and like we just got to roll with it, House is gone, but we're alive. Like we made it, dogs made it, kids made it. It's good. We're good. Like we just, waiting on insurance money. We'll sort it out.
Holy crap.
It'll take time, but we'll sort it out. And like, I don't know if it was shell shock or whatever. And like,
yeah,
you don't see those people in their homes afterwards if they still have them. Like, oh my God, how are we gonna do this?
Yeah, the hardest part for me with that, I think, would be some of my like sentimental values, like my children's first onesies or baby photos, stuff like that. It's like, well, thankfully we can back a lot of that shit up in the cloud now.
Right.
But still, it's like some of those actual possessions, like they're gone.
Gone.
It's all in memories.
Yeah.
But finding happiness in that though, man, that takes a strong person. Very strong person.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of strong people down there.
Man,
it's really cool. I've yet to meet someone that I truly dislike, that I haven't met. I haven't come into contact with somebody that I had a bad experience with. Like everybody's just so nice down there.
Do you think it's because of the tragedy? Like I
think so. I would imagine that like I try to I think I'm a bit of an empath. I try to put myself in other people's shoes, and I can imagine like being in a community that, most American communities, you probably only know your most immediate neighbor. And even you get a little bit more city life and you probably don't even know your most immediate neighbor, Yeah. But then something shitty happens.
Yeah.
And we all realize just how much we are not self-sufficient. Like
and how much
we actually do rely on human connection and the kindness and generosity of people around us. Or at the very least, the patience of people around us.
Yeah, there's the complacency that happens when everything goes smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's when I feel like that's when people divide, is when everything is going fine.
Yeah.
And I can just kind of start to get a little selfish because there's nothing going on, and then boom, tragedy. I mean, that's what happened with world wars and everything like that. It's the same type of concept, People realize we're in this together.
Yeah, it's a shared experience, a shared sentiment, and everybody just steps up and handles it,
Yeah, man.
So it's really, really cool to be part of that, to be down there. Right, we're just building fences. Like, that's all we have time to do.
Wow,
is build fences. And my buddy was down there tarping people's roofs and accidentally started a fencing company, and
whoops, like
right?
you do.
Yeah, no, he calls.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he calls me up. He goes, I accidentally started a business. Do you want to come down here and help me? Yes, I will be right there.
So that's why you left. So that's why you left for 3 months.
Yeah. And,
no kidding.
It was Chelsea and I were both kind of like, all right, what's the next move?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're comfortable. We don't like being comfortable so much. Like, something's got to be, you get comfortable and you realize that your ass still itches. And you're like, there's a scratch I haven't gotten to yet. What is it? Like,
you guys are
next?
pretty nomadic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't like to stay in places for very long. Like, maybe it was childhood conditioning because every 4 years my folks moved us somewhere,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
hippies.
I'm
just kidding.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
But I don't know. It was just the that north wind was blowing or whatever.
Yeah.
And I tried to force a couple things prior to that. We talked about moving to Colorado. We talked about just up and going a few different places. I think Vermont was one of them. God knows why. But and then all of a sudden, without me having to seek anything out, my best friend of 15 years calls me and he says, "Hey, I need help down in Panama City.
Wow.
You can say no if you want to, but here's what I propose." Talked with Chelsea, and the next day we made the decision, and I bought a bus ticket a couple days later, quit the job.
Yeah.
And then I was down there. I think Chelsea and I had already kind of decided before I left, but the first week I was down there, we started talking about getting her down here after 3 months instead of me just coming back up and, getting another job up here.
Yeah. No kidding.
So,
she never told me any of that. All she said was, "No, he'll be back, in a few months." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, we weren't sure because we played it safe. We didn't want to burn any bridges, or cut any ties out here if we,
Right.
We didn't want to come back with our tails between our legs. Oh, we're gonna go on this great adventure. We're leaving. We're going to Panama City. And we decided to stay in Spearfish a little while longer. It didn't work out, So we're like, all right, we don't want to do that,
People do that a lot. They get ahead of themselves. So that's smart of you guys to like, hey, let's think this through before we just start announcing to everyone, A, B, and C.
Yeah,
so that's good.
Plus, there's I don't know if it's some adolescent prankster still hiding inside me. We both just like to keep secrets.
Sure,
just for a little bit.
It's
just
nice.
Just to know that we got a secret that nobody else knows about.
We know something the world is oblivious to.
Yeah,
it's a good feeling, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun. It's a good feeling. So when are you guys? When's the official move date for both of you, like permanently?
5 days from now.
Shut up. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'm back for 10 days, long enough to like take all of our shit to the thrift store.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm really glad I didn't say, let's meet next week. That
right?
Sucked.
Yeah,
Holy
no, I'm
cow,
really glad the timing worked out.
Yeah. You're just so you guys are going.
Yeah, she's going to jump on the fencing crew with us, and we're going to be fencers in Panama City for a while. And it's temporary. Like, my buddy's moving back up to Oregon in a year.
Okay.
To be with his fiance.
Uh-huh.
And after that, business is probably going to dissolve, and
then you'll figure out what the next move is.
Chelsea and I will scratch our heads and be like, "Well, which direction you want to go now?"
Wow.
And we'll go.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
It feels so good.
you guys are pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Like we've at least not yet. We don't want to settle down.
Yeah.
Like, Spearfish is a beautiful place. There's beautiful people here. We have a wonderful connection, network of people, friends and family that I'll never forget or lose contact with. We'll be back, but Spearfish never felt like home. Just like after a while, like walking around Bend, and I'm like, God, I just don't feel like home no more. It's time to go.
Yeah.
So off to Spearfish.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just on to the on to the next place, on to the next experience.
What does I don't even know. What's the music scene in Panama City? Is there one right now?
I don't think there is one right now.
So you're probably looking at like a year off of like gigs, and just
more than
playing,
likely,
writing,
and that's
working on fences.
Yeah. I've written 2 songs since I've been down there, 2 new songs, and I debuted them at Flanagan's last night.
Ooh,
yeah, it was very cool.
Sweet. You guys record them?
No, didn't record them. I was hoping that there might be a guitar here, and we could do a little demonstration, but
there isn't one.
Yeah, and my guitar is in Panama City.
It is?
Yeah.
Damn it. Might have to see if we can figure something out before the week's over.
Yeah,
we know enough people with guitars.
I have a guitar. It's that crappy old Takamine that won't stay in tune. But for 2 songs, it'll stay in tune.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
That'd be fun to play my 2 newest songs on my old prison guitar.
That'd be sweet, man.
It's rattly as hell.
That would be. It's awesome.
Been beat up.
It's got gravel like Tom Waits.
Yeah, it's seen some shit.
Yeah. Are you So what's that like in your head as far as looking at the next year on not really doing gigs, just kind of?
It's a relief.
It's not really. You're not really pausing your music because you're still gonna play, you're still gonna write. I mean, I'm
still gonna write. Absolutely. I think the tour got a lot out of my system. Mm-hmm. And by no means is it like I never want to play music again or perform again, but like. That scratched that itch for a while.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And just the ritual of booking a gig, promoting a gig, setting up for the gig, playing the gig, tearing the gig down, and going home.
The work.
I've done it. Like I've done it, and I got real good at it.
Yeah, it's surprising how efficient you get when you're trying to find ways to be as lazy as possible. Like, how can I do this easier?
Yeah, what is it? Sloth is the mother of all invention.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely it. But I got really good at it. It was 30-minute setup, 30-minute teardown, and that's with lights and a banner and all kinds of cool shit. Man. Yeah, no, it was neat. But it got me. I think now I'm more in the writing mode, like in the hibernation mode, like. I was out there. I had my tentacles out there in 9 different directions, and now it's time to kind of hide back in my shell and create some stuff. Yeah,
it's something you got to do. You got that experience in your belt and in your life and everything like that, and so now you can kind of look at it and go, okay, now what? Like I get that moment. So a couple years ago, I think there were 4 months in a row that I literally had gigs every weekend, and it was busy.
Yeah.
And I remember getting done with that final gig and just going, I don't think I touched my guitar for a couple of weeks.
Right.
I just was like, I need to decompress and just kind of, okay, the work's over, the playing's over. But out of that, when you take a break like that, you all of a sudden find new songs and hear new songs and hear new things and write new stuff, and
absolutely
it slowly starts to build again where you're like, okay, I gotta get out there and play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that was me at open mic last night. It's like I can't not play. Like this is a good outlet, and these are 2 brand new songs that are, I think, fairly off of my typical beaten path.
Really?
Style-wise.
Well, you were getting influenced by Panama City. So.
Yeah, and it was funny, too, because it's like I wasn't really exposed to a lot of the culture when I wrote the first one, but it's very country.
Ooh.
Like not country so much.
Trippin' country.
Yeah, no, it was just different. Like I started playing the first few chords and I'm like, my God, what is this? I sound like I'm from like Ohio or
You want another?
Yeah.
There's some good country music in Ohio. I think I forget the guy's name. I think Arlo McKinley. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Arlo McKinley, no.
I think he's from Ohio. He's great. I dig him. But so you started getting into a country tune, huh?
Yeah, started. It was kind of, I was thinking about the hurricane and how it takes everything away from you. Like you're left with a clean slate essentially, albeit a damaged clean slate.
Yeah.
But anything like that, any kind of like trauma or crisis in your life can kind of give way to a that aha moment or that illumination that you needed to see the next step or whatever it is. So that was this song was just kind of the last line in the chorus is, "What will you be like after the storm?"
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just like, ooh. Ooh, that's some shift.
I don't even know what the melody is, and I already like it.
Yeah,
that's a good line, man.
It's fun. I like it a lot. And then the other one is, I don't know, more of Johnny Cash's darker songs. Like the real minor-y stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah, I love minor. I was just talking with a guy named Wayne Bay. I don't know if you probably haven't heard of him, but he's an older guy out of Whitewood here. Okay. And we were talking about minor chords and just how awesome they are. Just good night. I don't know what it is. It grips your soul, man.
Yeah, they're full of mystery and complexity and it's pleasant but unpleasant and
it's haunting.
It's attracting and abrasive all at the same time. Yeah, I love minor
attention.
chords.
Like, ooh. Something's happening here. I don't fully understand what it is, but I know I need to pay attention. That's a minor chord.
Pretty much.
It's crazy, man. Jeez. Well, not much has changed up here. Well, I guess some stuff has changed, but it's
the temperature hasn't changed much from 0 in the last 3 weeks.
No, we've been averaging 6 degrees for a month. Or less.
Brilliant.
Like the highest, we had a couple days where it got in like the 20s, but it's ridiculous. I have nothing to say about it. I wake up pissed. I live my days pissed. I can't do this. We're supposed to be remodeling our house and we're a month behind because we can't do anything.
Yeah, nothing works.
It's too cold to lay anything. You can't do anything. And so it's a long. I don't remember if this feels like it's the longest stretch of cold weather we've had in a while, like years. But it's that way a lot of places though. So it's not just here. So at least
it's
everyone's
some freaky weather
in that
all over
together.
the place.
This is our tragedy, not really. I should not speak light of hurricanes, but no, it sucks. I definitely hate it. So.
Yeah, no, there's nothing pleasant about it. I thought I was gonna be all tough, like I didn't have a shirt on, and I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like I needed to grab something out of the car, and I opened the front door. And I'm like, fuck that.
Nope.
I am bundling all the way up to walk to the car to get what I need and come back inside.
Dude, the other day I was in my house and I had my sweatpants, sweatshirt, overalls, coat, mittens, and stocking cap on, and just didn't take them off all day. I was like, nope. Not doing this. Like it was that cold. Like it was.
Yeah.
You could feel it sucking the heat from the inside of the house. It was just like the cold air outside turned violent. It was just like killing any source of heat it could. I was pissed.
Oh, that's funny. And to think, I'm going to be going from this to in a couple months. Brian, my boss and my buddy. He keeps saying, he goes, yeah, last year, because he got there end of August or so, which is, a hot time of year for them down there, and the humidity is like 100%.
Oh, God.
And he said the weatherman actually described the heat as oppressive. Like it was an oppressive heat.
It's keeping you down.
Yeah. And I'm just like, fucking, I signed up.
That's why no one wears clothes out down there, man.
Yeah, right.
They're like wearing shorts and that's it,
Yeah.
Because you can't. You get soaked as soon as you step outside.
Right.
Same thing happens in eastern Nebraska. I go back to visit my parents in the summertime. Nope. Step right outside the door and everything is soaking wet.
Oh, man.
How it works.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've adapted to far stranger things, so some heat and humidity isn't gonna kill me.
Yeah, eventually I would guess you would adapt and your body would just kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I thought of that today, actually. I was like, why does this not feel as cold as it did last week? I'm like, oh no. Oh no. I'm getting used to it. That's even worse somehow, you know?
No, I heard from somebody. I was watching a video or reading a blog or something that says, do one uncomfortable thing a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I always remember that when it's just frigid cold or way too hot. We're like, okay, this is uncomfortable, but I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it's building. Character.
This is my one thing
maybe
I'm doing
a malignant
today.
tumor. I don't know what it's growing, but it's apparently supposed to be good for me. So.
Oh, man. That's crazy, dude. So do you think that, so we'll be building fences for the year, at least a year.
Yeah,
something like that.
Give or
and
take.
it's just in Panama City? Like, is it
so far
going to be around the whole
it's,
area and everything?
Panama City got the worst of the hurricane, so that's where most of the damage is. So I'd imagine that within about a 10-mile radius is where most of our work will take place. We live about 50 miles north of Panama City.
Okay.
And we commute in every morning.
Yeah. That's a commute, man.
It is a commute. Yeah, I mean, it only takes us about 45 minutes.
Oh, it's not that bad. Is it like it's on interstate highway getting to
state highway? It's not.
Okay,
it's not quite interstate.
That's better.
But I mean, everybody drives like it's the interstate.
Yeah,
that's a new thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, people drive like Mad Max down there. It is insane. The traffic laws are truly just guidelines for those for people down there. It is madness. Blinkers are 100% optional. 100% optional. I haven't seen so many fender benders in my life.
Oh my goodness.
Like every day we drive past two cars that are parked on the side of the road and both of them have busted up fenders. And it's just like, where is everyone? They're clearly not driving their vehicles.
I mean, you'd think eventually the whole culture would go, yeah, we should change this because our insurance, everyone's insurance is going up.
Yeah, right?
Crazy.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. The culture is definitely something to adjust to, but it's just like anywhere else. Every place has its quirks. No matter they're all a little different, but it's just like as long as you walk into a situation knowing that like, all right, there's gonna be something quirky here.
Yeah, yeah.
Not everyone is always gonna be like me.
You're gonna find what it is.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. So 5 days taken off.
Yeah, the countdown begins.
That's nuts. What do you got planned this week? It's kind of
a few get-togethers with the mom and the dad.
Yeah.
We have a macaroni and cheese cook-off.
Classic.
Yeah. I'm really excited about that. Everyone is supposed to bring a dish of macaroni and cheese.
Whichever kind they want.
Whatever, their own special blend.
You can add your own meats and peppers and whatever.
Yeah, it's going to be disgusting and glorious.
It's going to be something else. Yeah. I made elk burgers last night. I wonder if elk would taste good in mac and cheese. I think it depends on the cheese.
Yeah.
Like if you've got Velveeta, probably not.
Probably not. But if you had a good like a good stinky cheese, I think that would probably do pretty well.
Yeah, I bet it would. I don't know. I'm a fan.
Never hurts to try.
I'm a fan of
cheese and meat. Where can you go wrong? And pasta.
That's a good point. That's usually all you need.
Right?
God, I eat a lot of pasta. I noticed that the other day. I was like, I'm a pasta fanatic, man. I'd eat it for every meal if I could. But yeah, that's what it is. So visiting friends, visiting family, kind of hanging out, saying your goodbyes. What are you gonna miss about the hills, man? Like you've been here. How long have you lived here?
3.5 years.
Okay, so you've been here.
Yeah, I think I lied on the first podcast. I think I said I'd been here like 4 years.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Man.
I know.
Jeez, I got so much hate mail from people fact checking and just like
it's just spreading fake news, lies.
Fucking liar.
Yeah, no, I think I've been here about 3.5 years.
Okay,
Chelsea and I have been here about 3.5 years.
Gotcha. So that's a substantial amount of time.
Yeah.
You know, especially at at this age and everything like that, when things are kind of young and everything like that, and what do they call it? Like the prime of our lives and everything like that. 3 years is substantial.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It's a third of a decade.
Yeah, yeah.
So
people say it takes 2 years to fully integrate into a new community, and it sounds funny, like after 3.5 years, we've successfully integrated into the native tribal cultures
of
Spearfish, South Dakota. We're learning their ways. It is time to move on.
They've accepted us.
Before things get too complicated,
we must leave. Understand that we are outsiders. Pop smoke, we're gone.
Right?
Oh yeah. What have you liked, I guess, the most about living in South Dakota in this part of the country? Because I'm betting Panama City is not going to be your final resting stop either.
Oh no.
So I'm just kind of wondering, like, when you think of like where you're going to go next and everything like that, when you look back on your time in the Black Hills, like what's some of your favorite memories from that you're going to have?
Oh man, there's so many. And I think the back porch of Flanagan's is gonna be the location for a lot of them. Like, there was some great conversation and great people we met that some of them we'll never see again. People traveling through, and it was Chelsea and I happened to be out there having a beer one summer night, and some tourist pops in.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we make our new best friend, and 3 nights of drinking and just community.
Yeah.
And then, dude goes on his way, and we're like, well, see ya.
See you around.
And I think it's those moments, those little moments that I don't know. It could be snippets from a really happy music video. Just like that silent film almost, just the B-roll of people talking. You can't hear what they're saying, but you just see smiles and connection and just happiness everywhere. And so many moments with all of our friends that just hold a very special place in my heart. But,
sure. And Flanagan's is kind of built for that, man. It's built
absolutely.
for community, and he designed that place really, really well, for all of that. And I bartended there for 3 years.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, this would have been shortly before you guys moved here is when I stopped. And it was some of my favorite stories of my 20s were from me working, because you get your friends and it's basically you're throwing a party every night. I mean, they're buying the drinks. It's not all free, but because you are working, but
it's got that you're hosting all your friends
party,
there. Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
having a blast. And I worked Monday nights for the open mic, and then I would work Wednesday nights. And then every now and then I'd work a weekend, but most of the time on the weekends I had gigs. So I'd work there Monday, Wednesdays, and then gig on the weekends, and there's something about like a pub that's built for community that I think just sticks in people's heads, man. It never goes away.
Yeah, absolutely.
I prefer it to coffee shops. I think coffee shops at some point in their history had that sense of like, we're built for community and that, but at some point they became really hoity-toity, and it's like, just snooty people in coffee shops.
More of a library.
No one gets to just let it loose and hang out and just be themselves, but you can do that at a pub. People
absolutely.
are more than okay with that at a pub. So those are some good memories, man. So that's I definitely get why those will be in the forefront of your mind for a long time.
Yeah. No, I was kind of racking my brain, and half anticipating that you'd ask me a question like that. And I've been journaling pretty regularly these days, and it's really helped with the songwriting aspect. Just getting used to putting words on paper. But I was flipping back through, and I had one blank page, and over the top it says things that I've learned. And it was totally blank.
Things that I've learned. Just nothing at all.
So that had to make me laugh, but it was in the back of my head, like, what have I learned? Like, I am transitioning right now. Like, this is a big life change. Like, we're moving the rest of the way across the freaking country.
Yeah.
After a 3.5 year, layover in Spearfish. And what do I have to show? Like, what have I learned? And, I think I've learned a lot of things, but, something that I can take away from the Black Hills is a sense of my mom warned me when before we moved out here. She goes, now things move a little slower out here.
Yeah. And do.
I'm just like, that sounds great, Mom. That sounds awesome. And I didn't really get it, but now after spending 3.5 years in the Midwest, it's just like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a little bit more time taken or people are willing to give a little bit more time for things that they feel are important. And it's even reflected a lot of the times, not all the times, but in like driving habits. Like, most of the time, I've gotten used to going about 5 miles under the speed limit.
Yeah.
Especially around town. Obviously 90 is a whole nother story.
Right.
But that's just kind of the thing. Like,
well, do you ever pay attention to the traffic from exit 12 to exit 8? Like, just through Spearfish? Like, pay attention next time. Usually everyone's going 65.
Really?
Even though the speed limit's 75. Yeah, it's weird. But as soon as you get past exit 12, people will speed up to 75. It's like they feel like they have to slow down. And most of it is like the people that are just driving through town to get to the next exit, not continuing on. The people continuing on, they keep it. But pay attention. It took me a while, and someone pointed it out to me, and then I started to watch. I'm like, holy shit. And then I looked at myself. I'm like, I'm going 65. I'm not even trying to speed up. I'm like, oh, the exit's a mile away.
It's fine.
I'm not going to speed up, whatever.
Yeah, and I think that's for me especially, because I'm such a get it done kind of. At least I can get into that mentality fairly easy. Learning that patience, that take your time mentality, I think has been really valuable for me, and understanding that good things take time. Yeah, like especially like the album. Yeah, that the tour was supposed to be for. I didn't have the album on the tour. Like, I had nothing to sell because the recording studio's computer crapped out on me, I didn't get the tracks in time to get them produced, to get them made into CDs. And, I had this wonderfully formatted, timeline for how all this shit was supposed to go down, and it didn't go the way I wanted.
That's not how things are supposed to work.
Exactly. And so I had my panties in a twist over that so bad. The tour was almost embarrassing a couple times because people were like, do you have any CDs? Well, no. I mean, I was supposed to have CDs, but they will. Write your email down. I'm sorry. Oh, no. And then, get back, recover from the tour, back into regular day life. And all of a sudden my buddy calls me, you want to move to Panama City and build fences? Shit. and so, I said yes for for this fairly long-term opportunity, and put the album on hold. And I'm like, I hate to do this because, I crowdfunded half of the album and half the tour, and the rest of it was on me. But now the rest, what was on me is now going towards a bus ticket to get me towards Panama City. And, all these I'm just punishing myself for I should have had the album out sooner. I should have done all this. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Stop it. You'll get it done. Yeah. You'll get it done. I haven't gotten hate mail from any of my patrons that donated to get this album done. No one's been like, you lying piece of shit, man.
What the heck, man?
Yeah.
Where's it at?
This is but I am. I'm doing that to me. Yourself. I'm sending myself hate emails. And I'm just like, okay, no, let's take our time. Good things take time. It will get done. I know I'm going to follow through. Yeah. And let's just accept that and move on instead of shooting all over myself, Yeah,
and setting putting a date out, especially when things like that happen in life. It's it's nice to have a plan, but it's nice to know that, you know, if the plan goes off the rails, like it's still going to get accomplished.
Yeah, it's still
it's just a matter
okay.
of, you know, we've got to adjust a bit and figure things out a bit more and everything like that. But yeah, it'll be good when it comes. You know,
man.
People will get it and be all excited for it. And do you know are you done recording? You're just waiting to get the tracks and.
I have the tracks.
Okay.
I need the money to send them to production.
Oh,
basically.
gotcha.
You know, the $600 or something bucks that I need to actually make CDs.
Right.
And I didn't want to be hasty, you know, because I want to get all of the CDs because those were some of the rewards for the crowdfunding thing. You know, if you donate this much, you get a T-shirt and a CD, and so I have that list that haunts me in my bedroom of all the people who gave out what amount and like what they all get. And I'm like, I'll get to you soon. Sorry, you know.
Where are you gonna? So you just need to get the CDs printed. Like,
and I was gonna go through CD Baby because they offer online distro and you know, the CD manufacturing part.
We should talk.
You have a look.
I know of a
something
place.
that you know something that
so
I don't.
I got 100 CDs printed for $106.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah, we should talk.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Cool.
It's phenomenal, and they're just as quality. Like, yeah,
screaming.
It's great.
Awesome.
Because I was gonna use CD Baby too, because you know it's there, and that's where
it's the one-stop shop. You know,
that's what I use for online distribution. And everything like that. But when it comes to printing them, I found this other place. I think they're out of California.
Okay.
I think it's called, I want to say it's like Easy Disc or something like that. I don't know. I'll look and let you know.
Yeah.
But it blew me away. I was like, wait, how much do you want for? Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, because the $600, like, because I went through the CD Baby's whole like, and do you want anything else? And do you want anything else? And do you want anything else?
Right.
You know.
Posters,
and I ended up
pads
because I needed, you know, some reward merch for the people who had donated. I needed T-shirts and I needed a couple posters. And I'm just like, well, shit, this is all right here. And the $600 was all of it: T-shirts, posters, CDs, online distro.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Actually, that's a really good deal.
I'm just
yeah.
And it was a promotion, so we'll see if it still holds by the time I'm, you know, ready to drop money on it.
Yeah.
But it's coming, and it's taught me patience, and it's taught me to not rely so heavily on a highly regimented plan.
Yeah,
you know, like in 3 months, I decided I'm going to record an album and go on tour for it.
Oof.
Like I'm going to do all of this in 3 months. Now, next time, I'm just going to record an album.
Yeah,
and when the album is done being recorded, I'm going to produce it.
Yeah.
And when then that's done, I might go on tour for it.
Yeah.
One step at a time. You know,
it's
just all these little baby steps instead of trying to just jump in to the deep end all at once.
Right. That's cool.
So, yeah, you know.
It's good, though.
It's all a learning experience.
Yeah, and getting the chance to learn that, though, is what's really cool. Because a lot of people don't ever get that chance. You know, they just kind of, that'd be cool and blah, blah, blah. But to,
that'd be cool.
Go through it and actually go through the motions and be like, okay, next time, this is what I would do differently. And then I'm sure once you do that, you're going to go, okay, next time I would change this, you know? So it's always adapting and evolving. And
absolutely. You know, I'm just glad I get a chance to, you know, say it like this in a public platform. So somebody listening, you know, you out there, songwriter out there, you now know that it doesn't have to be, that'd be cool to do. You could fucking do it. Like you can do it. Just go do it.
Figure it out. Have a game plan, but then recognize that it's gonna go out the window, and you're gonna have to roll.
Change is the only constant, and your plan will go sideways.
Yeah, and enjoy it, because I bet it makes for some good songs, man.
It's gonna be a hell of a ride.
Good stuff comes out of that. That's super cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, this huckleberry thing, it's really growing.
I'm digging it, man.
I like it a lot.
I'm really digging it. This is it's got just enough taste of berry, and it's smooth and
crisp. It's
nice
and crisp.
Crisp is a good word for it too. Montana makes some good beer though, man. They've got some stellar beer.
They do indeed.
Up there. That's Montana for you though. But cool, man. I'm glad that we were able to do this.
Yeah.
I'm really glad.
Me too.
Like I was when you told me you were coming back up here, I was like, heck yeah, we got to make it happen. And then, like this whole week, I'm busy all week, and I was like, well, maybe Saturday afternoon. But then it ended up. I'm glad that didn't work out because that ends up not working out for me now either. Because I said that before I knew I had something going on. But yeah, I had Tuesday open, so here we are, man. This is great.
Nice.
You think you'll ever come back and visit?
100%.
Okay. So this isn't the end of Tripp in the Hills.
No. There's a good chance I'll probably actually be back for Rally. Maybe to help my folks. They're setting up a booth in the canyon to sell jewelry. For the motorcycle rally.
Okay.
So that sounds like it might be kind of fun to join them for.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
The Rally. Gotta love it, man.
So long as I'm not working in Sturgis at a bar or in a freaking burrito truck ever again in my entire life, I will be happy.
Calling it. That's another thing that you're like, never doing that again.
Yeah.
I've learned. I know what to do next time. Mm-hmm. Not that.
Not that.
Gonna go work in a jewelry station.
Absolutely.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Well, let's cheers until next time.
Until
you come back up here and we hang out again and we hear what other songs you got going on in that. Yeah. So cool, man. This was fun.
This was very fun.
This was great. I'm glad you came back.
Me too.
My first reoccurring guest. So
yeah.
So you get the title. I'll have to make a crown or something. I don't know what I'll have to do.
A plaque will be fine.
Oh, okay. Good.
Give me something to hang up on my wall.
That's right.
Adjust. Make sure it's level.
That's right. I'll have it to where you can like etch tally marks into it and how many times you've been on.
Yes.
That'd be great. This was cool. Thanks, man.
Of course.
God, that was fun. We wish you well, Anthony. I hope the next several years of your life are full of stories and adventures with you and Chelsea. Hope to see you again soon. Anyway, folks, shoot me an email, heath@heathbaronline.com. I'd love to chat. We'll see you next time.